Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Serrano. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my Z Fold6 in 2025, and I'm going to be talking about why I'm still using the Z Fold6 in 2025, and I'm going to talk about why in this video. And I didn't trade it in for the Z Fold7. I just really like this phone. I think that the Z Fold7, there's nothing against it. I think it's a really solid phone, and it has upgrades for many people. But yeah, I think this phone is pretty much going to be good for a number of years to come. I think that if you were to hold on to your Z Fold6, then you should watch this video, because I'm going to explain why I held on to mine. But yeah, let's talk about it. Obviously, I do have this clear case on it just to keep it protected when I'm not. Most of the time I do keep a case on my Z Fold devices just because they're, $2,000 phone. I'm not gonna use this device without a case just because of how expensive it is, and obviously I don't want to cause damage to it. But make sure you guys stay locked into the end of the video. If you're brand new to the channel, I truly appreciate you for coming through if you're new. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. Overall, the body of this phone is extremely well made. It's a big improvement from the Z Fold 5 from last year. The aluminum right here is like really premium, and they made it dust proof and they made it water resistant as well. So yeah, I really like it. I think that obviously the Z Fold 7 is gonna have a much thinner form factor in the hand, but yeah, this one actually still feels pretty good in the hand. And one of the things that I noticed when I did hold the Z Fold 7 in my hand was that it was extremely light, which is a good thing. But also, when I'm using lighter phones, it kind of gives the impression that it can break a little bit easier. I like to have a little bit more weight on my phones. Although yeah, the Z Fold 7 did feel really good in the hand, especially how the hinge opened up. This one, I still like it a little bit easier. It's easier to actually open it up because it's a little bit thicker and you have more to actually hold on to. But they did improve the hinge a lot on the Z Fold 7. So yeah, the hinge on this one is still really sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's been, degrading over time. It still feels really solid. And yeah, I still like using this phone, especially for the reasons I'm going to explain. So yeah, let's jump into it, and make sure you guys watch to the end of the video, okay? So yeah, the battery is pretty much going to be the same on this one as it is going to be on the Z Fold 7. They did some updates to the Z Fold 7, so obviously it's a lot slimmer. The screen is a little bit bigger. It's slimmer. The screen is, when you open it up, it's bigger on the inside and the outside. It's lighter as well. This phone I don't really have any issues with as far as the things that it offers. So one of the biggest improvements with the Z Fold 7 that I think is the cameras. And so yeah, that was one of the major reasons most people upgraded, was because of the cameras. And yeah, a lot of people, I get it, you want to have the best camera, you want to have the best camera that can perform, especially if you're a content creator, photographer, or you use your phone professionally for certain things. But for many people, that 200 megapixel was the main reason why they upgraded. And I could honestly say that yeah, that 200 megapixel camera is going to be crazy on the Z Fold 7. But yeah, along with that camera, they actually added, they took away this like invisible camera on the inside of the phone right here, where you could see there, you don't even see it on this phone. It's just like basically invisible. But they actually, on the Z Fold 7, they put a little punch hole on there to put the camera into, so now it's actually visible when you're watching media and content. This one, it's invisible. So I kind of still like that part about this phone, is that you can see the whole display. There's no interruptions, nothing that's gonna get in the way of looking at it when you're using it. And obviously, for a lot of people that's not really a big deal, but it does show up really easy when you're looking at it on that display. And yeah, you could definitely see it a lot more on the Z Fold 7. You know, obviously the bigger display on the outside and the inside is a big improvement on the Z Fold 7, but this one just still feels like a great one-handed phone. I could definitely use it for many different things. I could, you know, use this one in a lot of ways still. Like, it's still a very usable display when it comes down to it. So yeah, it still looks good to me. I still think it's you know, pretty impressive for the most part. You know, reading books on this thing is going to be absolutely crazy. I still read a lot of the PDFs that I, you know, use on this because of the beautiful display, whether you use it in landscape or whether you use it in you know, portrait mode. It's going to be really good to look at, really good to mess around with. Movies actually look phenomenal on this device, whether you're watching Netflix, whether you're watching Amazon Prime, Hulu, or HBO Max, whatever, you know, whatever you're using. But things are going to just absolutely look incredible on this one. So I really like watching my Netflix on this one. Whenever I'm watching Netflix, I pull this phone out and I just enjoy the media on it. So you can see that it does give you this little square box right here. You can see a little bit of a crease, obviously, but all foldables will show a crease no matter what right now. That's just the nature of the technology. But you can see right here, it does expand out when you want. You can actually expand it out, make it fill up the entire display, which is really nice. So yeah, I definitely like that. If you're, you know, planning on watching movies on this device, it's still really good for watching movies and things like that. So yeah, the size is still good for me, and I really enjoy just using it. It has a really good feel in the hand, obviously, as a one-handed device, which is also good. The newer Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 is going to be a little bit wider in the hand, making it more like a normal phone versus what this is. So it's basically, you know, a whole new design. Pretty much they got rid of the slim form factor, which made this one so much more easier to grab with one hand. So I feel like this is more of a one-handed device than the Z Fold 7, and I kind of like it. A lot of people think this one is a little bit harder to type on. So let's see if I could type something on here. I'll just type Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. And if you have bigger hands, obviously this is going to be a lot different, a lot harder to, you know, work with the screen on here. But I basically am able to type on this with one hand or two hands, and it just works really good for both. I think it was a really good one-handed device to type on. Still is a really good one-handed device. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons that I still like using this, is that one-handed form factor when I'm using it. And so yeah, obviously the price this year was much more expensive on the Z Fold 7. So this device I remember picking up with all the discounts for like around $100, actually $400 overall, saving me a lot of money. When I traded in my Z Fold 5, I was able to get this one for a really good deal. And I think that's going to be important for many people, because an extra $1,000 out of your pocket for a brand new phone might hurt. Like, I think it's going to hurt a majority of consumers who, you know, want to upgrade but can't because of that price tag. Obviously, you know, $1,000 you can't make out of thin air if you're on a budget, or if you have like a family to feed, or you know, a big household or whatever, and you have responsibilities, you have other things you want to do with your money. This phone is still going to be solid when it comes down to using it as a foldable phone. It's still, last year was my favorite phone. It's still my favorite phone, you know, to use. I think that the Z Fold 7, you know, those cameras will be a really big deal. But for me, I think the cameras on here, I didn't have any like big issues with, especially when it came to just recording videos with this one. It still looks really good. Even pictures, it takes really good. So you can get some really good photos on this one still. It's not going to be horrible when you consider what you're getting for this amount, for the price tag. They actually introduced some new camera software, so you have a new camera layout on here, which is actually a lot easier to work with. You still get 8K 60 frames per second, Ultra HD 4K 60 frames per second. So yeah, it's still got the wide angle on here as well. It's not like they made they just basically put the cameras in there, which added a lens that can zoom in far beyond what this one is capable of. And so if that's something that you're going to be doing, then I definitely think that you should upgrade. But obviously that money financially is going to you're going to take a hit if you're the average person and it's not really in your budget right now. So obviously one of the other things is that the Z Fold 7 doesn't actually have support for an S Pen. So forget about using the S Pen and the features where you can actually double click and get to your notes. They actually added the new features on this one, so you can actually get AI art on here. So if you want to get creative, you can with this one. So you basically touch the screen, you could start drawing a random object on the screen, and you can turn it into a masterpiece if you so desire. It does give you that ability. Like right now I'm just drawing something random, and if I hit generate right here, this is one of the things that's pretty cool. You get the S Pen. You also do get the new AI sketch, which is actually going to turn your quick little ideas into real drawings, which is going to be solid. You could also take notes with this thing. It's going to give you that ability to be able to kind of be more creative with the S Pen and some of the features that it comes with. Obviously you can outline things with this. You could take notes. You could use it as a powerful tool to be creative with. So it has the AI sketch. It also does have that highlighter. So if you wanted to quickly highlight something on the screen, you can generate a drawing assist, and you can do generative editing. So it has those features built in. Then you can set it up as a wallpaper once you're done. So let's say, like, for instance, I'm in social media right now, then I go to my let's say I see something that's pretty interesting. So like, look at this shark. You could tell that's fake, but AI is kind of getting crazy. So here's Tupac right here. Let's go ahead and outline this. So you have the ability to basically outline things with the S Pen as well. You could basically outline that. Generative edit. So this will allow you to edit it right here. You could basically outline it a little bit finer detail right here. So now that's outlined, and then I can actually use the eraser tool to erase that, or I could go back, kind of play around with the image a little bit more with the pen. So it says right here I can move the person out. I can move him from there, and then you can see I can move this image anywhere I want in the shot, which is kind of cool. So you have that ability to just kind of play around with this, and yeah, it's still need to play around with this more, but it does give you the ability to mess around with things way easier. So you also have your notes, your translate with the S Pen. You also have the option to just do a lot of stuff with the S Pen. And yeah, like when I first got my Fold, one of the main reasons I got it was because the idea of it being like a note phone with a bigger display. was just a big appeal to me. So like I also do have this slimmer S Pen right here, and when I actually double tap this one, I can get to my notes easier, and I could just go ahead and expand this, and I could start typing. So this is, or start, you know, writing something. So I put, this is why I really love the Z Fold 6. And it's basically because you have the ability to, you know, use the S Pen to basically be creative with. I'm a creative type of person that did use the S Pen every chance I got. And so yeah, I do read books through here. I could do highlights on the display. While I'm reading books, I could just like go to the highlighter tool, you know, pick which one I want, highlight different things while I'm reading it in the notes. This is something that I can't do with my finger. I probably could, but I don't really want to. But yeah, like I think that feature alone is just amazing, especially when I have the S Pen. I like to notate things that I'm reading, and you know, while I'm reading it, so I can kind of pick up where I left off and, you know, get a little bit more done. You could do signatures. You could do you translate the words into actual text after you're done, you know, writing on it. So let me see if I could kind of demonstrate that. So let me just go back into the pen feature. So yeah, you can see that I have text right here, but one of the things that's really cool is that it gives you the ability to do, if you highlight it right here, let me see something. So yeah, right here I could actually draw and create text. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold, and then it's actually whatever I'm writing. Let me see if I could get rid of that. So whatever I'm drawing turns into whatever I want it to be. So you still get the option to draw and write, but you can it can turn into text while you're doing it. So that's a 6, Z Fold 6, and then that's basically text right there. So that's another way I really like taking notes with this thing as well. Another thing is that this phone was actually promised 7 years of updates, and it'd just be a shame to keep it 1 year and get rid of it with only upgrading it one time when I still have 6 more updates left on this device. I just feel like it's like these phones get really hyped up. You start to lose the importance of what the phone that you bought originally could do for you, and you get so caught up in all the features of the new ones that you don't realize that you have features on this one that you can't use on the new one. And so yeah, that's something that's really important for me, is like, you know, actually living out some of the life of this phone. Obviously I don't want to sell it after less than a year, like a little bit around a year, without getting any of the upgrades. It's still going to get better with the updates that come on it. So yeah, you know, kind of getting rid of it right now. It's still in its early life. It's still, a lot of people could save a lot of money just getting this one if, you know, you don't want to spend, you know, $2,000 or whatever it's coming out to. You know, it still has the features that you could use on the outside display. You could still open it up and, you know, continue where you left off on the inside display. The inside display is still beautiful and really colorful and just looks nice. So yeah, everything about the experience here is still some pleasing experience. And yeah, I actually can't get away from this S Pen. I think it's one of the main attractions of the 6 over the 7. But this thing still does have Samsung DeX. It still has all the new features on it. There's no feature on here, not that's on the 7, that's not on here for the most part. If anything, this one has more features than the 7 with the S Pen and everything that you can do with the S Pen. And so yeah, this is going to be pretty solid. It's still got, you know, your always on display, your Dolby Atmos with the dual speakers. It's going to have, you know, the NFC for mobile payments. It's got a really bright inside and outside display overall, which look really good. So you can see how bright it gets. Very good brightness. When you're looking at media, even outdoors, it's still going to look pretty sharp and vivid. Build quality is really solid. I actually have a tempered glass screen protector on the display to protect it. Facial recognition on this, really good software, really good hardware. Pretty much, you know, there's nothing on here that I'm complaining about. Like I said, the typing experience is going to be great. You could even do swipe. If you can't type, you could just do the gesture typing. Like, I don't know why people complain when they could just do the gesture typing, which is way easier than actual typing. So you can see how easy that is when you try to type. You still get that beautiful 120 hertz display, which looks incredible. Battery life is still pretty solid. Keeping it optimized will be important, so you can get the most out of your battery. But I actually have the 512 gigabyte model, and you know, storage on here is no issues. I also do have expandable RAM plus, so I have the 8 gigabytes that I'm using. It still hasn't put a dent in the storage, and you can see my storage on here. I barely used a lot of the storage on this, and it's really hard to, I did delete a lot of videos just because I don't really need them anymore. But yeah, that saves up a lot of storage on this device. Obviously, you know, if you wanted this 7, they do have like a terabyte model, but yeah, this 512 gigabyte model is pretty fast. To me, I don't experience any slowdowns. I might have experienced like one slowdown in the life of using this device. So I was talking about updates. This is actually getting the August 1st update that I saw about like a week ago. I'm gonna go ahead and download this right now. But yeah, so software updates are still coming on this. That square form factor on this device I'm really in love with. Like I said, it's easy to open because it's a lot wider. Like on the outside, it's easier to just grab like this. I noticed when I was trying to open the 7, like it was kind of slipping out of my hand. And there's nothing against the 7. I really like how that phone opens. It feels good on the hinge when you open it, but it's so slim that if you don't have a case on it, you risk the chance of dropping it when you try to open it, because you really have to put your fingers in between the gap to open it. This one, all you have to do is put both your hands on the hinge like this and it opens. So yeah, it's I still have this update. I'm gonna go ahead and install this right now. But yeah, just the overall solid phone in my opinion. Battery life is still good. It's still got some really good charging speeds. Whenever I charge this device up, it charges extremely quick, especially when I throw my 100 watt fast charging cable in this from this is one of my favorite chargers to use. It just charges it up in no time. So yeah, you still get the One UI 7 with the Android. I think this has 15. I can't remember if it has 16 yet. I know the Pixel has 16 so far. So yeah, just really good phone overall. Like, I can't complain with the Z Fold 6 at all. I mean, it's been absolutely solid. The pen is just a plus in my opinion with this one. It's just really good to use. I can't stress enough how great it is to use this device with the S Pen. I couldn't imagine not using a folding phone without an S Pen, to be honest with you. But that's just me. I'm a creative. I like to draw, sketch, write. I like to, jot notes down. annotate, ebooks and things of that sort, kind of put notes on different things. And yeah, it's just edit photos, things like that. It's going to make it a really different experience when you have that S Pen involved. Obviously, you could use something like this, which is like one of those, pens that doesn't go with the phone. It's not going to give you any of the S Pen features and any stretch of the imagination, but you would be able to use something like this on the outer display, which the folding phones never gave us. They never gave us the ability to actually draw on the outer display, which was, I'm not sure why they did that. They did, make it a point not to do that for a lot of times, and for a lot of people, they did. I thought that would have been one of the changes on the Z Fold 7, but they got rid of it altogether. And you can't even use the older S Pens on the Z Fold 7 because of that camera, a bump. And the other thing is that the Z Fold 7, it's even worse of a wobble than this one. This one has a pretty good wobble to it. You can see right here, it has a really, really nice wobble to it. If I actually throw a case on the back of it, that actually solves that issue altogether. It doesn't wobble at all. And so yeah, that basically solves that issue when it comes to the wobbling on a table. So I usually just do keep a case on it, but yeah, it feels so slim, so light in the hand. It just feels really good when it comes to daily use on this. And yeah, I honestly think this phone has a lot of things left, a lot of life left in it. When it comes to the overall battery health, it's doing pretty good. Pictures, I have taken a lot of pictures with this phone. None of them came out ugly. They all came out really, really decent. And so yeah, I couldn't complain about the quality of the pictures, of the photos. Even the video is really nice. So I'm not one of the type of people that needs a 200 pixel camera. It would be nice to have on this. I'm not gonna front. So it did just reset from the update of August. Let's go into the settings real quick and talk about that real fast. So if we go to security updates in this, it says right here that it's up to date right now. I'm going to go inside of About Phone and go into the software info, and you can see that it's actually running the Android 15 with, let me show you, the August 1st at the bottom right down there. So yeah, it does have that August 1st now updated to it, and yeah, that's going to be the newest update with this device. So yeah, it's pretty much up to date now after August. Let me see if there's another one coming to it. But Samsung does a phenomenal job with updating not only their flagship phones, but their A series. They do a really phenomenal job with the A series, and you can see right here, it is on August. But let me know what you guys think about the Z Fold 6. Do you think the S Pen, you can live without it? I can't live without it. To be 100 with you, I just use it way too much when it comes to this device. But I'm gonna check you guys later. I'm gonna get back with you in another video. Make sure you stay locked in for more videos just like this. But if you're still here, just type down in the comment section, I'm still here, so I know you're still kicking it with me. And I just want to remind you to hit the like button so we can get this video out to more people and help beat the YouTube algorithm. But I'm going to check you guys later. I'll hit you back. Namaste.